Hello. So today we're going to introduce maps, and not just any type of map. We're going to introduce topographic maps, and that word topo just means from above. So this is a satellite image of Hawaii, and you can see the basic shape of the island. And you may even be able to see some areas that look like mountaintops or some areas that look like rivers or valleys. But it's kind of hard to tell, or almost really impossible to tell, where the really high points are, where the steep points of the map are, where the really low parts are, other than the fact that near the ocean it's probably low and near the middle it's probably a little higher. So what we do here is, in order for us to understand a three-dimensional object, so in this case an island, we need to come up with a way to present it so we can understand the shape of the three-dimensional object, but on a two-dimensional or a flat surface. So this is a satellite image, and this is now an edited version of it, where the green are the lowlands, the like whitish orange are in the middle, and then the purple are the really high points. But still, it's hard to tell where it is steep, right, versus gradual. So steep would be like, cliff. Gradual means nearly flat. But when I show you an object or the same island when it looks like this, maybe now it becomes a little clearer. So we start with near the ocean, sea level, which is an elevation of 0. Sea level is an elevation of 0 because the ocean is where we start. And then every line that we go up on this particular map is going to be 300 meters up, all right? So if you look at the lines here, you'll see the lines are really, really close together. So that means that it's going to get higher and higher and higher over a shorter period, which is a cliff. So this is very cliff-like over here because these lines are so close together. And these places that have the lines far apart are more gradual, so not as steep, meaning that the elevation or the height of the land isn't changing as fast or as much as it is in an area where the lines are close together. Now I can also spot locations where I see these little V's. So I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a little V line here where it becomes a V shape. And the V shape just means that there's some type of stream or river there. And the V's always point uphill, okay? So let's take a look at some more examples. This is the topo map, or the contour lines, or the view from above, and this is what we call a profile or a side view. So this is my profile, a side view, but we experience the world from a profile view, meaning that if we look at a hill, the hills look like this, right? Where there's be like a person standing on the top of this hill, just like this. A topo view would be from like a helicopter or even outer space in a satellite, where we see land from up above, all right? So this is the topo view of this profile, and this is the profile of this topo view. So if you look, we have lines that are really close together, and that is steeper. And then we have lines that are far apart, which is more gradual or flatter, okay? So these are all examples of topo view or topo map, and then profile view, side view. All right? So one of the best examples I can show you of the lines being close together is this one here. So the lines are really close together, and on the left side it is steep. So this would be like, if I'm going to do this at the same time, that would be the actual layout of the land. So hopefully this is becoming a little more clear to you. Something like this, like an island that's shaped like this, would have the high point here, which is why there's so many circles leading up to that high point, because it gets higher and higher up. And then the actual low point, which is here, is not going to have many circles there, or many lines, okay? So this is the main idea behind contour maps. One other thing, like I said, I wanted to point out is the V thing, right? So this is going to be a profile view, or kind of like a side view. And if you look at this line here, this bold line, This is going to be a river. So this river, you'll see that there are actually on the topo map, there are these V's here. And these V's are going to represent that there is a river or a stream there. And the V's point uphill. Water always flows downhill. So how do we tell where a stream is flowing or what direction a stream is flowing? We say the V's point uphill, and then we give a compass direction. So in this case, this would be flowing south because it's going in the downward direction of the map, not necessarily down because north isn't up, right? North is just a direction. Okay, so we'll make it'll become a little clearer later on. So let's get into some more note-like things, and then this will help you to work on the actual worksheet. So contour lines are those lines on the maps that end up coming full circle and reaching themselves. And the contour interval just means what we change by. So I'll give you an example of an interval. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's an interval of 5. In this class, we'll mostly see intervals of 1, 5, 10, so that'd be like 10, 20, 30, 40. We could also see intervals of 20s, which would be like 20, 40, 60, 80. 50s, so that'd be like 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, or even just hundreds. So that'd be 100, 200, 300, 400. Those are all intervals. It's just saying what we're going by. Gradient is something that we're going to focus on later. And profile just means side view, which again is the perspective that we view the world from because we are on the ground and we see things from the side. We don't see them from above. So let's zoom through these. And I want to talk about this. So contour lines never touch or cross other contour lines, meaning that we can't have two heights in one spot. It'd almost be like me saying like, hey, I'm 6 foot, but at the same time I'm 5'10". No, we can only have one location being one elevation or being one height above sea level. When the lines are close together, like these lines are close together on the left side, this is going to be steep. When the lines are further apart, this is going to be gradual. Okay, we're almost done. And here's the rule of V's, right? So if this is north, this direction, west is this direction, east is this direction, and south is this direction. Just to be clear, once again, north is not up. North in this school is actually that way. Am I pointing up? No. Okay? So these lines here are making these V shapes on the stream. So the V's point uphill, so that means this stream flows toward the east. Okay, so the V's point uphill, this stream flows towards the east in the opposite direction that the V's point. A way for you to think about this is Pac-Man. All right, so Pac-Man's mouth is a V, right? And V's are going to point uphill, but which way does Pac-Man eat? He eats in the direction that the stream flows. So if Pac-Man's mouth is going to be going this way, right, he's going to move towards the east because the V's point uphill. The V's point uphill, water flows downhill. And downhill is going to be whatever direction is opposite in which the V's are pointing. Okay? Cool.